We've had several instances where gold and silver have risen for unexpected reasons, but today's rise in gold and silver's price is not unexpected and really not much of a surprise, but you'll still probably never guess as to why they went up. Let's explore! I'm going to tell you why. Kind of been struggling as to what to title this video, but I think that it's interesting to see gold and silver move for a myriad of different reasons, and all of it goes back to the confidence in the dollar and the dollar strength, and also the bond yields. I'm going to be referencing an article here from Reuters that talks about why gold and silver have risen. But before we get there, think about it. Most of us understand that gold and silver as a hedge against economic instability. Essentially, the metals rise because of fear. Fear is what drives the markets to move in radical shifts, mostly to the negative side. But that's not what's happening here. If you enjoy videos like this where I talk about the news of precious metals and about the fundamentals of gold and silver, platinum and palladium, and yes, I do talk about other metals as well, hence why the channel is called Salivate Metal and not Salivate Silver or Salivate Gold. But nonetheless, if you enjoy videos like this, press that thumbs up button down below. Trying to grow the channel here and appreciate all the help you can give there in that regard. It does help the algorithm. And also subscribe to the channel. I do post daily content with a myriad of different topics with regards to precious metals. So what is driving gold and silver's move today? It is optimism. As we close out the year, that is what is driving gold and silver's rise today. Unusual, but not unexpected for the reason why I'm going to talk about here in a moment from this article from Reuters. Gold prices jumped to their highest level in 6 months on Tuesday as optimism surrounding decisions by top consumer China to further ease COVID-19 restrictions weighed on the dollar, while benchmark U.S. yields limited gains. So spot gold jumped 1.1% today. In fact, earlier in the day, it was over $1,816. But now it's pulled back slightly to, as of the recording of this video, with mere minutes before the market closes, gold is resting at $1,815.10. Up $15.60, about 0.87% jump today for the yellow metal. Silver, though, has risen over 1.3%, up 32 cents, well over $24.10 now. It's $24.14. So it's pretty exciting to see these metals take a move in positive territory. U.S. gold futures have also settled up 1.1%, and they're trading at $1,823.10. And for those of you who have been asking, I know I can run across this question a lot. If you go to your online bullion dealers, most of them quote the futures price, which typically is higher. But sometimes it's lower, but their prices do tend to be higher. They quote that price rather than the spot price or a combination thereof. So gold is following the decisions by China to further ease COVID restrictions on the anticipation of higher demand from the region and in spite of rising yields, said Bob Haberkorn, senior market strategist at RJO Futures. So this is one of those situations where it does break a bit from the yields, from the bond yields, and gold performs better. Although the dollar index, it has edged lower, and benchmark 10-year yields held close to the highest levels in over a month. Gold has gained nearly $200 after falling to a more than 2-year low in late September as expectations about slower interest rate hikes from the Fed dimmed the dollar's allure and lowered the opportunity cost of holding bullion, which pays no interest. And I tell you what, to me, that's fine. I don't care if it pays interest or not. I like to see the metal hold it and understand its history as a wealth preservation device. It is a store of value. But top gold consumer, China relaxed quarantine rules in a major step towards easing curbs on its borders, which have been largely shut since 2020. The gold futures bulls have the overall near-term technical advantage. Prices are in a 7-week-old uptrend on the daily bar chart, and with the first resistance at 18.25 an ounce, according to Jim Wyckoff, who's a senior market analyst at Kitco News. And he said that in a note. And the spot silver is also up as well. We talked about $24.14. Pretty amazing to see that climb for much of the same reason. You know, you think about silver as an industrial metal, it's rising. In fact, silver's climb is dramatically, or it's higher than gold, a bunch higher in that rise, and that's typically what happens. Silver tends to rise at a more appreciable rate than gold does during these times. And so pretty amazing to see what's happening here in the markets with gold and silver. Now, who knows what tomorrow will bring, but there seems to be these out of left field cues or drivers for the price on any given day or pattern. And this is why it's very difficult to make a prediction. I typically do make predictions, by the way, and I do them just for fun. Last year's prediction for gold did come true twice, although it's pulled back since my prediction. But I did two videos, a pair of videos, one for gold and one for silver, but I went into a little bit more depth. Not only did I say where gold and silver would peak for the year in 2023, but I also said where they would trend. In other words, what would the average price be throughout the year, which kind of gives me a little bit more, area to be right or wrong. And I've been wrong before, be wrong again. I was wrong on silver for both years, but I'm still bullish. But again, all these different factors drive the price, and one can never really be sure. No one can ever be sure. The markets are very fickle. They rely on emotion. And for those of us that are buyers of these metals, we should not rely on emotion. We should not let fear drive us in terms of our purchases. The best thing to do in order to buy your precious metals is to take a look at your finances first. Take a look at your budget. How much can you spend? And then make decisions accordingly based off of your goal. Most people who are stacking, pure stackers, want to find the most recognizable bullion for the cheapest price. And the Britannia has been a fairly good choice over the last couple of years, both gold and silver, for being highly reliable, easily liquidated, and also very much assured of its genuine nature. In other words, it has a lot of security features, overt security features that are enough to deter counterfeiting and to throw them off in that case. Obviously, eagles, both gold and silver eagles, are a different story. They are very expensive, high premiums, and they have security features for the newer, but that amounts to a missing read, which is not really much of a security feature in my view. But there are other choices out there. You get them for the lowest premium above spot, and you accumulate them and stack them up. When the price goes down and the premiums are somewhat reasonable, we've seen crazy premiums over the past year or two, and I think we're going to continue to see that in 2023. We'll continue to stack on. But nonetheless, it's fascinating to see the markets move and where we are heading towards the end of the year, and what will happen as we head into 2023 as things actually start opening back up in China. I think that could bode well, especially for silver. A lot of manufacturing happens in China, and so my guess is we will start to see silver creep up a bit, and I think maybe even come close to what my prediction is for the year. So watch those videos that I posted in the last couple of weeks here about gold and silver, and also participate in my polls that I posted on the community tab for your thoughts on where gold and silver are going into 2023. But yes, gold, silver, amazing metals, and amazing move for both these metals. And what's going to happen? Could something circumvent China from continuing to open. Potentially, there could be anything could happen. And that is what's known as the black swan, an unexpected event that could deter economic activity, or and put us into a tailspin, like much happened in 2020, which is why this coin, with I think one of the best designs for the swan, came out that year. I think it's a beautiful design, and this is the Black Swan by the Perth Mint, and most certainly we had that event. So the Silver Swan series from 2020 is extra special for that reason for me. I have all the different formats of it: high relief, gold, and silver. They don't have a platinum swan, but there it is. So let me know what your thoughts are on the markets today and their movement for an optimistic reason. I think it's good news. I guess it's good news to be excited to have higher gold and silver prices for good reasons, right? Unless you're trying to accumulate, then it becomes bad news. But it is what it is, and it will be what it shall be. What are your thoughts on today's markets moves? And are you in buying mode, or are you pausing and waiting after spending for Christmas and the like? Let me know what you're thinking in the comment section below. I'd like to extend a multitude of gratitude to all of you for taking the time to watch, and to encourage you to please rate. That means thumb up this video down below, share it among other social media platforms, comment, and subscribe.